I have never seen an NBA player get called out for something so insane in my entire life. Meanwhile, a former coach of the Knicks got brought into this argument, which makes no sense when you think about it, while also, especially when Mike Brown has the New York Knicks rolling right now on a successful run, we are busy arguing about something regarding one of the best players on the Knicks this season that has nothing to do with his game. The fact is, there is some serious criticism going towards Josh Hart's way right now in a way that could not make any less sense. Josh Hart is on a phenomenal run, ended up becoming a starter for the Knicks after being benched by Mike Brown, and has proven to do everything right, including hitting his threes, making this Knicks lineup much more dangerous than it was a year ago. However, somehow now it's some pro Tom Thibodeau weird argument that we're going to break down. But guys, before we do that real quick, if you are part of that percentage that is not subscribed to Knicks Digest, part of that 56.5% right there, make sure to subscribe. Or Mike Brown, as you saw earlier in that little photo, will be very disappointed in you. You don't want Mike Brown disappointed in you. Mike Brown's the best. But look, guys, Josh Hart just got called out for one of the craziest things I have ever seen in my entire life as a Knicks fan. That is not an exaggeration. This is absolute lunacy what Josh Hart is currently being called out for. Because recently, Josh Hart made a lot of headlines for a few different reasons. The man has been absolutely balling out despite an injured finger and playing some of the best basketball of his entire career, while his numbers as a starter have been nothing short of phenomenal throughout a recent run, where we're seeing Hart put up 16 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, while also in that stretch shooting over 40% from three. Josh Hart's playing phenomenal basketball, and the Knicks can't be criticized for their game. However, they can be criticized for their choices on what they are doing with their family, apparently, because Josh Hart handed Mitchell Robinson his child, Hayes, which is one of his two twins, the other one being Hendricks. Josh Hart's a big Jimi Hendrix fan, and he handed Mitchell Robinson his son, Hayes, before he got subbed into the game. Hart was sitting on the bench and then randomly just got subbed right in. And as you can see, Mitchell Robinson sitting to Josh Hart's right. Josh Hart handed Mitchell Robinson his baby before running into the game. Now, when you see stuff like that happen, it's a nice moment that goes viral of Josh Hart spending time with one of his kids, meanwhile showing how close he is with his longtime teammate now, Mitchell Robinson, who is the longest tenured Knick, has a child of his own. And, well, actually, never mind. That's a terrible thing to do, as Lou Williams called Josh Hart out on this, saying, why is your son on the bench in a game that's not settled? And Chandler Parsons, his name got cut out of this, but Chandler Parsons then said, can you imagine what Tom Thibodeau would have said if he saw a baby on the bench? People hate the Knicks fired Tom Thibodeau so badly that now the fact that Josh Hart, on Knicks Kids Day, on Family Day for the Knicks, a Sunday matinee game where it's the right time to bring your kids to a basketball game, apparently Josh Hart was wrong for this, for putting his kid on the bench for a few minutes and hanging out with his son. God forbid, before Josh Hart flies up to Toronto, right after his game, that he is going to try to spend time with his son during the NBA season. I mean, what kind of animal would ever do something so stupid like try to spend time with their child? I mean, I understand that Chandler Parsons and Lou Williams are longtime NBA players, guys who have varied throughout their careers from important starters on their team to important bench pieces on their team to end-of-the-bench type of guys. Those two have seen it all, and on FanDuel's Run It Back TV, they decided that Josh Hart is the bad guy for this, and that if Tom Thibodeau were there, things would have been differently. I mean, I don't know if those guys know that Tom Thibodeau, first of all, there were kids on the bench. Julius Randle brought his son on the bench when Tom Thibodeau, the year he won Coach of the Year, coaching the Knicks. So there's that instinct of things. There's also the fact that Tom Thibodeau and Josh Hart were known to be incredibly close, and Josh Hart credits Tibbs with a whole lot surrounding his career, and also that Tibbs started Josh Hart every single chance he got and was willing to play Josh Hart 48 minutes in playoff games, something that Josh Hart loved doing, even if he would joke about not liking it. So that guy is going to get mad at Josh Hart hanging out with his kid for a bit. If you seriously think that, you have to be the dumbest person in the world. That is just flat out idiocy in its best, or not in its best way, but in its most notable way. Mitchell Robinson also seemingly didn't care, in case you wondered, like he was going to be mad that he was handed Josh Hart's son, as Mitch posted a photo of his own daughter, who looks exactly like him, and he said, "My face when Josh Hart handed me the baby." Mitch posting a photo of his own daughter there to make the joke and to continue the joke, because the Knicks players, whether it's Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, have a ton of young children. Dante DiVincenzo, right after getting traded off the Knicks, he ended up having his firstborn child too. All those guys were in that NBA age where it's like 26, 27, 28, 29 years old, where you start to have kids. And because of that, the Knicks, having a lot of guys in that age range, had a bunch of kids. The Knicks also, very, very great team chemistry, probably have met each other's kids before. There was a moment after this where Josh Hart was doing a post-game interview holding the same twin who said, "Look, Dad, it's Jalen," meaning Jalen Brunson. And it was a good moment showing that, the families know each other. The wives, every single year, the Knicks wives, they hold an event. They do a whole thing. So it's not like there's the Knicks bowling thing that they do. These people hang out. When the Knicks got eliminated from the playoffs, soon after, they held a party. It's actually a few blocks from my apartment, and it was right outside of MSG in a club where they celebrated a great season. And yeah, they were definitely upset that they lost, but they also figured, hey, we all just had a good NBA season. And also, we don't get to go out and party during the season that much because we're locked in. Let's have some drinks. This is a team that is close. They have very good chemistry, but for some reason, people try to always pretend like the Knicks' chemistry is terrible. It's a really weird lie that people like to stick by, that the Knicks have bad chemistry on this team. Now, the Knicks don't have a good road record. That is one thing that you can call them out on, but their chemistry is good. Now, on top of that, JB Bickerstaff, who was a rival, or who is a rival of the Knicks, based off the fact that he coaches the 1-seed Detroit Pistons and also complained nonstop in the Knicks-Pistons playoff series, said, "I think bringing your family to work is awesome. The look on Mitchell Robinson's face was priceless." Bickerstaff, the Knicks weren't playing the Pistons. Bickerstaff saw this and just enjoyed it because he's a human being. Sucks that he has a Cavs shirt on in that photo because he coached the Cavs as well. That one didn't go as well. It's an absolutely weird decision to make, to go out and complain about this type of stuff when Josh Hart's trying to spend time with his family. It has nothing to do with Tom Thibodeau, who would have been approving of it, and it's cool that Mike Brown was approving of it the way that Tom Thibodeau would have been if he was the coach as well. And those two who are talking about that, you really have nothing better to talk about in the NBA. Trade season's in a few days, and you're talking about Josh Hart spending time with his family. That is one of the weirdest conversation topics I have ever heard. And of course, I saw it on Instagram because I'm not spending my time watching FanDuel Run It Back TV. I say that, and they definitely get better ratings than me. So there's also that, so they win. But end of the day, there's also more to go over on the Knicks than just this little fun little increment of, sometimes I like to make kind of different videos, because we do have some news to go over as well. Between the Knicks and everything going on right now, we saw that James Edwards mentioned, for those wondering, if the Knicks were to lose to the Toronto Raptors, they have just one game between tomorrow, which is then the following day, and I don't know why I explained how tomorrow works. I'm an idiot. It's because I'm filming this right before the next game. They go from Toronto to Vegas to Indiana, and then would play Philadelphia at home the day after playing in Indy. Would add a 10-day road trip to the season. And Josh Hart spoke on it, and the in-season tournament in general, saying, whenever you have the ability to win something, you want to do that. And if you're a competitor, you should want to do that every time you step on the court. The Knicks want to win the NBA Cup. I am going to take a shot in the dark that this game, the Knicks won against the Toronto Raptors. Now, if they didn't, real quick, they get a break. That's great. Hooray, everyone gets to rest. Good. If the Knicks did end up winning this game, because again, this video is coming out after, there's no way around it. It's 7:54 on December 9th right now. But if the Knicks were to win, ultimately what would follow up is the fact that they go on a massive road trip. The Knicks, as I mentioned earlier, have been very bad on the road. That's no secret. We all know it. The Knicks have had a bad road record. Before they played the Toronto Raptors, they were 3-6 on the road. Before the Raptors played the Knicks, they were 8-5 at home. They've been decent at home. They're not the Knicks, who have one home loss. But at the same time, the Knicks, that bad road record is worrisome. This is a chance, being on a road trip, to fix that problem. And if they can fix that problem, it's just another step in the right direction of a Knicks team that is really starting to click on all cylinders. Guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below if you like these kind of videos, or if you hated this, that's fine too. I like to try different things out, especially with all the Giannis Antetokounmpo news. Like, it's good to talk about literally anything else as well. I'm not trying to make this channel full Giannis watch, but obviously when that's in the news, I am going to talk about anything that's going on with the Knicks, so you know literally everything that's going on about the Knicks. If you're down for that and you want more of this stuff, no matter what it is, all Knicks content, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to check us out on TikTok. Make sure to keep watching these videos, man, because it encourages me to keep going and keep doing the best thing in the world, which is talking about the Knicks with you guys. Like the video. Have a great day. Go Knicks. The video did not stop recording. That's excellent. I thought it was such a good ending, too.